morning, beautiful people. I'm so happy to be here with you all.
All right, everybody. Hey, it's July 1st. It is a new month. For those of us in sales, it is a new start. Didn't it just end like 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago? Yeah, pretty much ended just 6 hours ago, and we get to do it all over again. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is July 1st, 2020. It is episode 495. 495. We may have to fudge the numbers to get it on the 4th. We'll see. I may have to do another special daily awakening to wind up on the 4th with the 500th episode. So how's everybody doing this morning? I appreciate everybody being here. My name is Sean Murphy. I'm your head misfit. This call started off December 18th, 2018, when I got frustrated and fed up and said, get out of your effing way. And I did a live on Facebook, and I was literally shaking. Anybody ever get so excited? Like, not mad, not frustrated, but just so excited that when you go to do something, you're literally at a high vibration. Well, that's where I was at. And now we're 495 episodes later. 495 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you turn it into days. So I appreciate you all being here. This is a band of misfits, a group of individuals who have come together to say, this is more of what we want and less of what we don't. We're becoming more of what we want and less of what we don't. We work on a daily basis to bring value, to bring joy, to bring happiness to our world. And if we're lucky, it overflows and finds its way into the rest of the universe. So the conversation today is, are you the glue? Are you the glue in your business? Some of you were up till way past midnight last night, depending upon when your company does its end of month time, whether it's Pacific time. Usually, most people, it's Pacific time. So last night, it was conversations and support and customer service. By the way, if any of you happen to be in the profession of networking, MLM, me loving more, I would ask you this. Go do something nice for your customer service team today. A couple of you get together, have a conversation. A couple of you get together, a bunch of you get together, put some money together, find out who the head of customer service is, and send them a gift certificate, a Visa card for $100, and let them get the customer service team some pizza. You know, I do stuff. My customer service groups they all get regular little gifts. I use a system called Banner Seasons. A buddy of mine owns that company. I use it, and I'll send gifts to them. You know, it's like I send out cards. So powerful stuff. Just take care of your customer service team. Right? Some of them may still be working from home. Some of them may have gone back into the office. They need a little connection. See, that helps to create the glue. See, last night I needed somebody to have their password reset in Colombia, and I know they're absolutely going crazy last day of the month. So I put a message out to my ESR. I have I have my own customer service agent, but I know she was off. She finished up at 8 today, but I sent her a message just in the outside chance. And about 9:30, she reaches out to me. She says, yeah, I finished up at 8, but how can I help you? I said, Zaida, you don't need to do that. She says, no, how can I help? And she saw the post in her own Facebook, right? Because it was in Facebook. And she came on and she said, I can reset the password. That's not hard. Let me do that. That's because of some of the other fun things that I've done for her, through her, little thank yous I sent to her. And resetting a password isn't a big thing, except it was for the distributor that couldn't get in to place their order. Are you the glue? You know how important you are in your business? It doesn't matter if you have one person or, like my sponsor does, I don't know if she's approaching 300,000 people in her business. Oh, by the way, she's been in it 6 years. She's a phenomenon. So are you the glue? What will you do in July? What will you do better, right? Remember, you know the 3 questions we ask every night when we go to sleep? Maybe, I know they're the questions I ask. What did you do well? What did you do better? What could you have done better? And what talent, resource, or skill? What if you ask that question right now? What did you do well in June? Did any of those things make it on your list of 100? What did you do well in June? If you're doing some reviews with your team, you're doing some reviews with your business builders, do a review. This is probably the one day you get a pass on doing some paperwork, doing some deeper dives. The first. Is kind of a review day. Should be a review day. Too many people in our profession, because they went till 10 o'clock last night. If they only knew, right? If they only knew. As you build, you'll do some later events. So in June, what did you do well? What might you have done better? What might you have done better as a sponsor, as a team leader? What might you have done better if in recruiting? What might you have done better with dialogue with prospects? Right? And then for July, what talent, skill, or resource or contact would you need to come into your life, to come into your business? If, what rank are you shooting for this month? What does that require? What rank is your team shooting for? What rank is anybody on your team looking to reach? Because here's the good news. The good news is that there's an end of the month. You know what the bad news is? If there was no end of the month, people would be waiting till December 31st to get to their rank. How many of you know what I'm talking about? So now, if this is the key to your success, if July is going to be your biggest month ever, how many of you have heard that old phrase, which is probably still a new phrase for many? The summer months are the slow months. The summer months aren't the slow months. The summer months are what you make it. I've been in the profession. Next month will be 23 years. I was talking to a buddy of mine from high school, and he's 8 days younger than me, 10 days younger than me. He's born on the 28th. And I called him up. I said, how's it feel to be 55? And he writes back, old. And it sounds funny to be talking to a buddy of mine, and we're both 55. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, who needs to hit rank this month? What's the list you're going to start this month? What's the mission? What's the theme for this month? I know here in the States, it's independence, right? It's July 4th, independence. What's your theme for this month? What's the glue to help with your messaging this month? What are you going to do? What might you need to do a little different in your social media messaging this month? What are the stories you're going to teach this month? Who are the interviews you're going to do this month? Who are the special guests you're going to bring into your community this month? What conversations will you have? How many times will you get one of your leaders to come in to do a Zoom, and you'll record it? Please record your content. I had to look up, make sure I was recording this. Please record your content. And as you start to build out maybe a mini website, you'll be able to have some content in there for your team to participate in. I would encourage you to learn about building groups. I know most of you don't use Facebook per se. Some of you do. I would encourage you. Facebook's with all of the rage 24 months ago. and they kind of lost their way towards the end of 2019. They kind of became old hat. It's funny how systems can become old hat in just, 18, 24 months. What I would tell you is this, is that because of the pandemic, because of the way the FTC and the FCC and all of those people are starting to really dive into wanting to find where network marketing is the evil business model, right? And they're sending out letters of warnings to companies when they're making product claims and medical claims and income claims. Inside of Facebook group communities, they can't do anything. That's because it's a closed group. You're not promoting it to the general public. People had to answer some questions to get in. It's kind of like a club. Here in Dallas, we have some dry areas. Dry meaning there's no alcohol. One of them is a major restaurant, Three Forks. It's an incredible restaurant. Not huge in size. It has some legacy. And in order to get a drink in there, you have to give them your license, and you pay $5, and you become part of their club, part of the Three Forks membership. And every time it's a little moneymaker for them. Every time you go in, if you bring your card, you don't have to sign up again. But that's how they get away with providing liquor. There's things that you can do inside of Facebook communities, Facebook groups, that allow you to build and teach and train. Plus, there's a lot of resources and data available, meaning it can hold your videos, can hold a variety of things, of trainings. You can do units, right? And so until you build your own website, it might not hurt to use Facebook's community. I have a lot of my friends, Ray Higdon, Rank Makers, 20,000 people inside of Rank Makers, all inside a Facebook group. All inside of a Facebook group. Another friend, Courtney Looper, has 1 million followers in her Facebook group, has 70,000 people in her Facebook groups. You know how much bandwidth that would take if you were running videos inside of your own team, inside of your own website, what they would be hitting you with? So think about the glue. What does it mean for you to be the glue this month? What kinds of recognition? What's a contest you're going to be running? What's a contest you're going to be running between now and July 4th? Right? Independence. How many of you are going to run a contest to help people move their auto ship to the beginning of the month so that you're not trying to figure out, well, so-and-so's I got 8 more people who are going to be on the subscribe model, and I'm not sure if they're going to make their payment. A lot of companies will do bonuses, will give product points for any orders placed before the 10th or the 15th. And then you get those free product points to go purchase product in the back office. So I'm sharing all of this with you to get you to start to think of how do you make your business flow easier? How do you make it so that your team duplicates simple business philosophies that bring value to the team long term? What if it was, listen, anybody on the 15th gets started, yet if they move their auto ship to before the 15th, right, they'll get a one-on-one coaching. They'll get invited to a team coaching with your sponsor, with your grand poobah upline. And you have 6 or 7 people who come in and they move their auto ship from the 20th to the 15th. That allows you to see where you're at in qualification wise a little bit easier when it comes to the 25th and the 26th. Is this making sense? If this is making sense, drop some $signs or some fire. I'm not sure what the code is. Okay, good. Let's see, what else?
I dropped some banks.
I saw those.
Yeah, lot of banks.
Because the key is your team wants to be able to win. Your team wants to be able to support you. I had somebody in my organization. I'm in their organization, and it was this morning this morning, yesterday morning about this time, there were 285 people away, new orders away from hitting the biggest rank in the company. And we got it down to 84 by 10 o'clock. And then we were working on the last all the way up till midnight. And so I don't know what happens with your company's back office, but on the last day of the month, our numbers get real slow in updating because of all of the volume going in. So I'm pretty sure we hit it. It'll be the first time, the highest rank in the company. So it was kind of cool to be a part of that, because a lot of the majority of the people had to come through my organization. So that was kind of cool to be a part of that history. What history will you make this month? What glue will you be a part of this month? Do you know what your upline is shooting for? Is there something that they need to? Is there a target they're looking to hit? And if they're looking to hit it, what can you do to support that? See, people do need a mission. People do need something to drive them. And I would encourage you, if your upline is cool where they're at, or there's no big support story that you can create a story of your own. Create a story of independence this month. How many people will you help to give independence to? How many people will you help to get their first check? I don't know what your first check was. My first check in the business 22 years ago was $7.18. I about passed out because I didn't think it worked. So as you go through this process then, and as you start this, then find out what it is, find out what the story is you want to create. Rob Cardenas, $3.68. See, all of these people, see, as you start to type in your very first check, go ahead, type in your first check. And you look at all of these things, these aren't life-changing numbers. These aren't reasons for people to go leave their business, to leave their job, but some people will do just that. See, these are your $30 30-day stories. Y'all get this? Nobody's making 5 figures in their first check. Now, there's some people that do that. There's some people who absolutely do that. My first check was $7. My next check was 5 figures. But that's not average. It's these simple numbers. So can you tell that story when you're sponsoring somebody? We always want to build the picture bigger than it is. We always want to say, hey, listen, you could make $2,000. When somebody comes to you right now in today's market, I was helping somebody get started, somebody on the team last night. We have these little customer chat groups in the Facebook Messenger. See, I don't know. I'm not sure how you guys communicate with your teams. Maybe you use Telegram. Maybe that's your version of it. But to have these little tiny communities of people, not huge groups. That's what the Facebook group is for. But to have these other little communities where people can feel heard, where people can feel connected and communicating. I saw one little chat group light up last night, and I jumped into it, and it was this amazing young soul who's in Louisiana. I didn't know they were in Louisiana, and it was like, what time was it? It was 11:45, and they had asked what time is the cutoff for the contest, because I've got some contests going up until midnight. And I said midnight. They said, what time? I said Central Standard Time. She said, okay, so I could still place an order. She said, yeah. I said, yes. She said, well, I'm not sure how to do that. And so this one person placed her order, and she said, I'm so excited because I got furloughed from my casino job in Louisiana. Now furloughed's a little bit stronger than we're temporarily closed. right? So all of a sudden, and then we started having a conversation. Do I have to try the product first, or can I start selling it? You see what happens when people's challenges override their delay of wanting to find excuses. When excuses are taken away, people usually don't have too many more excuses. So I'm saying that to say, what's going to be your theme this month? What's going to be the glue that allows people to come in, that allows people to get excited, that allows people to want to tell the story? Imagine the celebrations you have for the people who get started and they do the right activities, the IPAs, the income producing activities that allows them to build to get a check. We have weekly pay. Some of you have daily pay. Some of you have weekly pay, and that's for your fast start bonuses or your initial orders, and then there's your monthly overrides. If you get paid if there's a couple of different ways you get paid in a month, figure out how to get somebody the right activity to get that first little check. And what if as you went through the month, all of a sudden you realized at the end of the month you helped 6 people get a check they would have never had before? What if it said on social media, another person got their first check? It doesn't need to matter. It doesn't matter how much it is. You saw how much we said here. Because I'm going to encourage you, if you want the rest of this year to be the biggest year ever, you want to be able to do what you did all in 2019. You want to be able to do all of that in the next 6 months. You can do that. You want to be able to do what you've been able to do in your entire career. You can do that. It is possible. When you start to operate from a level of absolute clarity and saying yes to only the things that serve you and no to the things that don't, you'd be amazed at what happens. You'd literally be amazed at what happens. So are you the glue? And are you the glue? I don't know why this just came to my head. Rhonda's going to laugh at me. Are you the glue, or are you the dog poo on the bottom of somebody's shoe? I'd encourage you to be the glue. And being that glue requires you to stay connected. Are you the poof? Exactly. And that one F could be turned into a P real quick for some. Thank you, LaToya. There's Heather Love. Hey, Heather Love, congratulations on your rank. She's another amazing soul. Listen, here's what I love about our profession. Here's what I love about teamwork. And I don't know that it was the most relaxing moment at the beach, but yesterday was the last day of the month. And she went to the beach with her family because she knew that she was going to hit her rank. Now, she had just retained her rank last month, and she was able to build her business to a new rank this month. So, yeah, and anybody else hit rank? Anybody else rank advanced last month? If you rank advanced last month, type the word rank in the chat and let us send some love to you and some congratulations. Moshe ranked. Congratulations, brother. Send some love to Moshe and congratulations. Yay. Jeremy, inner rank. Absolutely. Because when it's all said and done, we're here to build a business. We're here to create success, right? You look at some of the things Moshe did last month. He started a meditation call. He started all of these new things. And it's like, where am I going to find the time? I got to build my business. Well, he started to find a secret sauce. And his essence changed. His essence was revealed. His conversation, his words started to sound different. And because of that, because of him doing more of what he loved and less of what he didn't, things went crazy. Heather, the same thing. Any one of you, you can build your business by doing more of what you love. We're going to start into that program at 2:00 today. You've all been sent out an email. Make sure you open that up. You've also been sent a link to get into your back office to where we're going to be starting to hold some of the content. So that's at 2 and then at 8 again Eastern Central Time. So what can you do to be the glue? What ingredient do you need to add to make your glue a little bit stronger? Right? You don't want it like cement. You want it like glue. You want it like that it's flexible. Maybe you start a book club. Maybe there's a book that you start to have everybody on. Maybe there's a little paperback book that's a $5 book that everybody gets when they sign up. Maybe there's, it's your first year of network marketing. It's, I don't know, could be a book on poems, could be a variety of things. So as you start, here you are right now. Some of you in the UK, it's already afternoon on the 1st. Start now. Start now. Start doing what you do well. Start realizing that there's 100,000 people that are going to be impacted directly by you inside of your organization. What if you said to them when they say, do you remember when things changed? And you said, yeah, it was July 1st, 2020. What about that day made a difference? It was the day I had enough. It was the day I had enough of doubting. It was the day I had enough fear. It was the day I had enough confusion. And I started. I stepped into the frontier. I got to tell you, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. But I started and I stepped into the frontier and I didn't turn back around. I forget what it was in the Bible. They tell the story. Maybe was it the people, the husband and wife leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, and they said, don't turn around. The angel said, don't turn around. And I think maybe it was she that turned around, turned into a pillar of salt. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Head up, not head down, head up and go forward. No, you don't have to go to both, Diane. It's just, I got a lot of the folks in the UK over in that time zone. So that's why I wanted to do it. So it's nighttime for them and nighttime for us over here. Stay with your head up. You know, a lot of times they say, put your head down. You put your head down, you run into things. I get the expression. I understand the expression. I'm not trying to rewrite history, but I would say that words are powerful. And sometimes we do put our head down and sometimes we don't, and we do run into things. I'd say head up, Kaizen it. Kaizen it, 0.1% improvement every day. Listen, if you did just 0.1% improvement every day, that'd be a 20% increase in your check. How many of you could handle a 20% increase in your check? Now, some of you, that might only be a couple $100. You can do more. You can have a quantum leap. Who's ready for a quantum leap? To skip a couple of ranks, all right? You've got to get better at I would encourage you, I don't want to throw in any values there. I would encourage you to get better at asking the clear question. I'm in a business that helps people create a residual income. Are you interested? Yes or no? Can we agree that maybe isn't a good answer? I'm in a business that creates a side gig residual income. Are you willing to learn how to do that for you and for your family? I teach people how to build mailbox money. Are you willing to learn that? Because I promise you, I told you this back in March. Not that I'm some predictor. I am no Nostradamus, but I said there's going to be another wave of COVID. I don't think anybody predicted the protests. There's a lot of good it's done. There's a tremendous amount of good the protests have done, but a lot of that gets overshadowed by some of the not so good that's happened. But I don't think anybody predicted that. But I was saying back in March, there's going to be a little powder keg because people have put their authority in something they have no authority over, and it was taken away like that in 30 days. Everybody who thought the one thing that couldn't get taken away, who would think that the global economy would be shut down and everybody would be sent home in quarantine? Maybe a city, maybe when we have a natural disaster and there's fires out in California and things shut down because California's on fire, right? Louisiana shuts down, Florida shuts down because of a hurricane. Those are isolated situations. Nowhere in anybody's playbook did it say, prepare for the pandemic. Now, everybody was talking about it. But when I was saying in January, in March and in April, saying when August and September comes, this is going to have a resurgence because we're going to let everybody out. We're going to let everybody out and people are going to go do what they do, some silly, stupid things, running around and not doing whatever it is they're supposed to do, stay safe, wash their hands, and we're going to have resurgence again. And then because we have resurgence in major metropolitan areas, there's going to be travel shut down again. This is going to cycle through probably 3 or 4 more times. Each time we'll get more and more prepared. Each time we'll do the smart things. I just got an email yesterday from the head of the school, ISD, Independent School District, from the ISD, and they said they're going to offer kids a chance to do school from home or school in person. So I say all of that to say the people who are hurting for economy, hurting for income, it ain't coming back. What they used to do ain't coming back. A version of it, a portion of it, a hint of it, a watercoloring of it. So you have a chance. Listen, I got to tell you, people are wondering how I'm still surviving. They didn't know how I could survive sitting at home all the time before. They figured I was like, they figured I was like a deadbeat dad. Man, he's a nice guy, but I never see him work. And now all of a sudden, who looks like a genius? Well, if they only knew how not genius I was. But you have an opportunity right now to help people who are hurting. This is sometimes bartenders and the hospitality industries, their biggest incomes happening right now. And the beaches are all closed. Anybody that's on the Gulf Coast, right? That's in the casino, in the hospitality industry. I have personally an advantage because we have thousands of individuals in Mexico and in all of the hospitality industries, all of the vacation spots where you go to in Costa Rica and Colombia and Guatemala and El Salvador and Honduras, Panama. All of those people are out of work, husbands and wives. What are you going to do? How is your story going to change to take care of families? Some of you, listen, governments still trade money. Governments still move income. Governments are trying to figure out other ways to find ways to maximize the exchange of currency. It's the best time in the world to be a part of what y'all do. The challenge is how do you get them started? How do you get them to sit down? They got a lot of free time. How do you get them to sit down and sit through the education? You can do that. Tell a better story. Yeah, y'all see what RC said? Start the never again plan. Never again to be caught in the middle of a double play. Never be able to be caught with your foot off the bag, not paying attention. The historical reams of content that are going to come out of the last 6 months. Thank goodness we've got the internet, because I don't know if there's enough paper to store all of the lessons that came out of the last 6 months, let alone what we're about to go into the next 6 months. We're in the frontier right now, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not facing forward into the frontier, you're going to be left behind. And it is expanding. The frontier is expanding at an unbelievable rate. Unbelievable rate. Can you stay in the frontier? And here's the funny thing. The easiest way to stay in the frontier is to help people. Right now is to help people. Be a place for them. What Moshe is doing with the meditation, seriously, people want to sit and listen to some guy talk and listen to nobody talk. I can listen to music on my own. Why do I need to have somebody go, and now close your eyes and think about this? What? Why is that even possible? Why should that even be happening? Because it's needed. This idea of yoga, the idea of, the greatest sutra ever written, the first chapter is half a sentence. And now, yoga. You've tried everything else. You've tried money. You've tried sex. You've tried alcohol. You've tried drugs. You've tried business. You've tried money. You've tried. And now yoga. Yoga means one. Doesn't mean bending yourself like a pretzel. It means one. And there will be, this reminds me of, I think of Moshe, but it reminds me of Fiddler on the Roof. These little kingdoms, these little fiefdoms, these little communities, right, where everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everything about everybody. And there's these little communities of individuals. We're one of those little communities. Can you imagine somebody popping into here? I don't know if there's anybody new on this call. If there's anybody new on the call, drop an N in the chat. We'd love to welcome you. But can you imagine somebody on this call this is their first time, and they're like, what the hell? Hi, hey, how are you, my love? Hello, Heather's little baby. Hello.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I love you. Can you imagine somebody popping on here and going, what is this? It sounds business, but it sounds like a family reunion. Maybe that's the glue your community needs. Because I promise you this, I know. The hurt people have, a lot of the hurt, a lot of the doubt, a lot of the fear, a lot of the frustration can go away with, hey, you're important. You're special to us. So another friend of mine started, I guess it was, I don't know, was it Monday night, Sunday night? randomchatsofkindness.com. randomchatsofkindness.com. It launches July 4th. She, a very dear friend, Lisa Grossman, 30 plus years in the profession. She's like my little sister, and Curtis Broom. They launched this. She said, I got so mad at seeing how mean people are becoming. So we're starting something, and I was on the inaugural, myself along with some other amazing folks, hashtag Random Chats of Kindness. It's our morning messages that we send out. So how many of you sent out your 3 random chats of kindness, your daily awakening messages of joy, of gratitude, of love to folks? We need that. That's what this is going to be. There's going to be some of the most amazing teachers come into this because Lisa knows everyone. And because Lisa knows everyone, 6 degrees of separation, we're going to have access to some incredible people who are going to come into the Facebook group called Random Chats of Kindness that's going to launch and do some trainings, do some mental toughness training, some mental heart training, a variety of things. She said, I don't know what it is, but I woke up at 4 o'clock. She said, I was watching stuff, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, I went to Google to see if the URL was available. And I thought it was funny. Isn't it funny? We talk about between 3 and 4 o'clock, you get some breakthroughs. And so here's this global movement that was started from the hills of Arkansas. And it's just something that we're going to go do. And she said, for the rest of the year, we're going to do it for the rest of the year is the idea. But we want to take the second half of the year and make it more joyful, more peaceful, more inclusive and not exclusive. So that's some ideas on becoming the glue inside of your team and your organization. So going to go to some hands raised here. Good morning, Moshe.
Morning, Sean. Good morning. How
Morning,
are you?
brother? Outstanding, brother.
Oh man, I just want to express my appreciation for you. Um, it's just last month was just explosive. If I had one word for it, it was explosive. It was an explosion of joy.
Awesome.
And honestly, I want to thank myself as well for for placing myself here and just really being a student and learning from you that you are literally always a student at all times. And you hit some major key points right now. I had some questions, but you always answer all my questions before I get on here, and I'm like, why do I even raise my hand?
How's he do that?
So, one of the things that was shared on the meditation this morning was because I tried something different today. I asked people to volunteer, and I told them, what's one word that you're thinking about right now? And I want you to use that word and lead the meditation. So 4 people stepped up and they actually led the meditation. And they're like, I've never done it before. And, I just told them there's no right way to do it. It just happens. So it literally created this amazing experience where at the end, it was exactly what you just said. It created a family, right? It created a new bond that, was there, but now everyone can actually visualize it. And so that's how we feel, obviously, here too in the community, in this call, that we feel like a family, just having a reunion every single day. Like, how cool is that? Like, you get to have a family reunion every day. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, who
So
does that?
seriously. And then on top of that is like just understanding that we all have that glue, right? That we all have the ability to be the glue for one another and giving each other that amazing support and power to grow. And honestly, if it wasn't for you and this community, I would probably be very overwhelmed right now because I'm a very introverted man, also extroverted. So dealing with all the attention has been the toughest point for me, because I'm used to being in the background, just cool, calm, and collected, and not being in the limelight because that's not me.
Right.
But I realized that we have to accept it, that we do have that energy to make differences in people's lives. And so once I realized that, I stepped out of myself, and I no longer, like, I never really take credit for anything I do anyway, but I realized that it really isn't about me. And so on top of that, like, joining IM, right? Nobody recruited me to IM. I recruited myself because I saw the value of what we can do.
Right.
And I'm almost a P1000 in a month.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of every one of you here. And thank you, Sean.
Well, and so here's the thing. A lot of us, there's very few of us who wake up one day and go, I'm going to lead the world. There's many of us who wake up and say the world needs to change. There's many of us who say, I don't know what to do, but this has got to be something different. And then we get to a point to where we say, enough is enough. And there's very few of us who are out front leading, going, walk this, come this way, we're over here, turn around, come back into the frontier. There's very few of people of us that said, I want to be in the frontier. I want to be where there's a shit storm happening every minute. There's none of us that say that. But we step into it because the space is empty. Do you realize that where you're about to step into, every one of you, where you're about to step into, there's an empty space. There's an absolute empty space where there is a storm brewing that you can step squarely into the center of it. And what do they say? If any of you have ever been through a hurricane, the eye of the storm, it is exactly that. It is peaceful. You can see the sky. You can see the sun. And depending upon the over the ground speed, you got a half hour before it starts to come the other way. Some of you may be lucky enough to stay in the eye. But I got to tell you this, in the eye of a storm, nobody can pay attention to you. It's on the outer edges where everybody starts to pay attention, and too many people have waited too late to get prepared. You've got to know the rapid transition to success to help people get prepared instantly, almost instantly. And the preparation that's needing to take place is in the mind.
Yeah.
It's absolutely in the mind. And the world rewards you. The world rewards you with rank advancement and titles that people go, wow, how'd you do that? And the answer comes back from 99% of us, heck, I don't know. I just did.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing to do that, because that's where we get lost. We get lost in the doing to do it, and we wind up with doo-doo all over us. If we just show up. Right now, exponential growth, exponential success, showing up, it's amazing. It's amazing. It will astound you, the levels of people that come into your community. Maybe they sign up with you, maybe they don't. But is there a way for them to fall in love with you? Every one of you that I've ever heard speak on here, you start doing lives and conversations, give people a chance to interact with you, answer questions on I listen. I start off an IG live. I haven't done one. I'm going to start doing them again. But I start off an IG live at 11:30, and they go for an hour because I'm answering questions. I just sit there and answer questions. And once the first person asks, then an avalanche starts. Oh, it's okay to do this. Really? It's okay to do this? You can talk to this guy? He's going to answer your questions? The world needs every one of you right now. Let's go to Atlanta. LaToya, who's outside. Good morning. Look at that smile. I love it.
Good morning, Sean. Great day, everyone. You know, I have dressed up a little bit for this one because I'll be outside.
My neighbors might see me.
I know they just might see me, you know, but yeah, you know, I changed the way I say my affirmations now. I start off my journal because I was reading a book by Reverend Ike. It's a guidebook, and for those who may not know who Reverend Ike is, he was like a prosperity pastor back in the time, like around the time of Bob Proctor. He spoke a lot of things what Bob Proctor teaches to this day.
Yep.
But just to fast forward, in there, it's a chapter called Creating Your Garden of Eden. And we all know that's all mindset, right? But he said you have to decide what you want and plant those seeds and build a greenhouse around it. And I hit the key word with decide. Now we know we be like, just write down what you want. And then people are like, okay, I want this, I want that. Next thing you know, you got like a million things you want. And you're like, damn, well, I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get one of them, right? But I think when you decide, that actually just pretty much cut straight to the chase of what you really want, and you just focus it, be in a good environment with it. And I just been doing that, and lately I've been meditating like beyond 2 times. I meditate now 3 times a day. 3 times a day. It's in the morning, it's in the afternoon, and in the evening. So yeah, Sean, you gave me an aha moment, because I actually thought about the first time I got paid in a MLM, right? And I was just thinking that yesterday, and you brought it up. I'm just like, Sean, have you been reading my mind? Like, because this kind of weird, like having the aha moments, but you already bringing it up. So yeah, that's all I want to share. So thank you so much.
Latoya, thank you. And I'm gonna say it, and if somebody's new on here, they'll probably like jump off right away. But I would say yes, our minds are connected, and that's where this content comes from. I hear it as downloads. My goal is to provide the highest and best value to anybody who spends time with me. So, do I read your minds? No, but maybe you're giving me stuff to read in my mind. And it happens, I'm not sure where the pages come from, so I just read it anyways. So thank you all for doing that. Let's go to Bezzy. Beezy.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So I really wanted to get on here and say thank you. It's really true that this call, like your calls, it's like a family, it's like a reunion that we just talk and stuff like that, and actually learn, and no like judgment and things like that, because one, it's crazy because I don't want to say it's crazy. It's amazing because I actually hate public speaking. Like I don't want to say hate. I'm working on it. I'm working on. I love you. I'm working on public speaking, and every time I get on your calls, like that goes away. So it's like, yeah, I really feel it. Like I love these calls. I usually come in late because I have prayer in the morning, but it's like to be honest with you, the prayer and your calls are my favorite. It just gives me a different feeling in the morning. So thank you.
Well, listen, that's some of the highest compliments of being able to allow you to impact your own world. Public speaking is a huge fear people have, and for you to feel comfortable enough to come here and to share that and to speak that, I applaud you, because that's how worlds change. That's how communities change. When somebody finds their voice and they start to use it for good, it's amazing. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I love it. Who wouldn't wake up to hear a compliment like that? That's so amazing. Let's see here. Manny, let's go to Manny. Where you at, Manny? General.
General. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother.
So I was journaling. What's today? July 1st. I believe it was Monday or Sunday night, and I kind of wrote my goals for the month.
Yeah.
But my goals didn't include my business. So
okay.
just to put them out, I want to lose some weight. I want to teach my daughter how to ride her bicycle without her training wheels.
Okay.
I want my son walking this month. I want to make sure in practice he walks this month.
Cool.
So kind of what the conversation you're saying is, if I haven't set goals for my business, let's say for whatever reason, how do I word it? If I don't set goals for my business, would it be my fault if I guess I don't advance in my business because I haven't set goals for it?
Well, you deal in a shipping company, correct?
Correct.
And what department are you in? Are you in logistics? Are you in loading? Are you in scheduling?
Kind of both.
Okay.
Like loading and logistics.
So when the truck leaves your docks and it heads off to its destination, do you tell the driver, "Hey, get there whenever you want"?
No.
If the driver's like half a day late, isn't somebody blowing up your phone?
Yeah.
So imagine a driver showing up. Now imagine another truck showing up. That bay is empty and another truck backs in. And you tell your shipping, you tell the loading department, "Hey, load that truck whenever you want." You think the driver would be freaking out? So everything has a schedule, brother. You work on the tightest of schedules. And there's so many things you have to, one truck might come in with one particular item, but that one item is now going to get spread across 17 different trucks for distribution. You're coming in with one idea to hit a goal at the end of July. That idea is going to get spread across 20, 30 people in your organization, 40, 50 people in your organization. You got to have a schedule. You got to have some targets. You got to have some contests for people to adjust their activities. So here it is. You want to you could have a contest in order to get into the pool for your picking the date that your son walks. They got to enroll one person. You can combine the goals, and you're going to put $200 into the pot. And because everybody who enrolls puts some money in your pocket. So you're going to take a little bit of that, but everybody who enrolls if whoever picks the right date at the end of July, they're going to get, it's a pool. Right? So just little different things, but you've got to have a schedule for your business. How many people are going to be connected and touched in the first week of your business from now till next Wednesday? How many people will be touched and reached out to? Is it 50? Is it 100? Is it 500? How many people are going to get a chance to raise their hand to join you and your team in business? See if you hit some numbers. But you show up every day at your office and you've got programs and you've got systems. You know that there's a task of things to do in your company today. And you may work late on them. You may be able to work early. It may be a slow day, but in shipping, I don't think there's ever going to be a slow day again because of how everybody's changed the way they buy things. So what's the new business model in your company? Well, see what they've adapted and adopted, you can adapt and adopt inside of your business as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, brother. Love you.
Love you more.
And you need to send pictures and let us know when little Manny walks.
I will.
Let's go to Ann. Hey, Ann. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Sean.
I love it.
How are you today?
Outstanding. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm just at work, so I'm speaking a little bit quietly.
Oh, how cool. Is that why you had the star on your head yesterday? Were you at work yesterday?
No, that was to do my eyebrows.
Oh.
Um, anyways, um,
You could have just
yes, yeah, I could have. I really should have. So I wanted to ask you a question. So you said to start your own sort of like group.
right.
And yesterday I started like my own, well, I didn't put anyone in it, but like I started developing a Facebook group for like a book club
Okay.
that I wanted to do. And I was thinking about doing like an introductory video on Instagram.
Okay.
And I didn't know if that was like the correct way of going about it. Like, how will I introduce it to people? Like, do I do a video on Instagram or a live, or do I just ask people to join? Like, what? And then do I ask people to join straight away to the Facebook page? So do I give them the link to the Facebook page, or do I get them on a Zoom first?
I would. So I'll use the secret sauce as an example. There's
Okay.
106, 110 people who are in there. 60 are paid members, and the
Mhm.
paid members are going to go to another group now, July 2020, and that's where we're having our connection and communication, where I'll be doing lives inside of that Facebook group, in addition to the Zoom calls that we're going to be doing. So you can
Yeah.
invite everybody into everybody that you want into the Facebook group. The question is, what are they going to get there? Everybody gets invited to Facebook groups. What's the
So
story
like,
behind it?
so
Go ahead.
sorry. So I guess like choosing which book to read every week, like deciding or having conversations like outside of Zoom calls. Like I'll probably give them like challenges or things to do, and then I'll put those in the Facebook groups in which so we can have like conversations outside of Zooms as well.
Yes, absolutely. And you kind of always want to tease, right?
Okay.
Kind of like this is an example here. Is it on this one? Yeah, the 52 scars, right? You can go to SeanMurphy.com. So that's kind of like a mumble. You're going to want to mumble the group in your conversations. And what I mean by that is when you're doing a live, it was funny in our Facebook group where we talk about, we're reading, I don't know, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. A concept came up that I think is pretty important, and I wanted to share that in this live today. And you talk about the concept, but it's like, wait a minute, what did she say? There's a community they're all talking about this book.
Okay.
So little teases like that. Yeah, you can do stuff inside of WhatsApp as well. You can do stuff to create some conversation inside of Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all of these places where you reach out, and people, because there's people who swim in those oceans who haven't yet crossed over, haven't cross-pollinated into other platforms.
Okay.
So yeah, you just start. And I will encourage you this. Anybody who starts, please stay consistent.
Yeah.
Please stay consistent. And if it's just once a week, do it once a week at the same time. But
Okay.
don't miss those times. It is so important.
Okay.
Could you imagine if every day I showed up and somebody's like, if I'm not here at 6:31, my phone's blowing up. So it's like, where is he? Where? And then if I'm not here at 6:32, it's like, well, I guess it's over. I've been doing it 480 times. Why would it be over? Well, I don't know. I just figured it was over. That's how fickle people are sometimes. So just do it, have some fun, and give people a chance to raise their hand in the group. Meaning,
Okay.
Be part of it, be part of the mission, be part of the vision, be part of the movement.
Okay. And also with the introductory video, I was just going to basically, and then hopefully give them the link or whatever to the Facebook group chat. Is that a good idea on Instagram?
Sure.
Okay.
And I do it in IGTV. Right. I mean,
Okay.
let it sit there. Don't just leave it in your story. So because people will scroll through and they go,
Mhm.
oh, what's this? I've had people who have come into my organization who found a video from 4 years. Somebody just from Africa, a buddy of mine, Mubalaji, he just tagged me in a video I did 3 years ago.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you, Sean.
just start, have some fun, tell stories, give some
Okay.
content, give people a chance to raise their hand, allow people to feel like they're a part of it, just like you do in
Okay.
school.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank
Okay.
you.
Love you. Glad to hear you.
Love you. Bye.
Moshe, did your hand still up? Was there another question or no, you're good? Okay. No, I'm good. I'm on the phone. I'm selling millions of dollars over here. RBP, where are you at? Hey, good morning.
I'm here. I'm here. I've been listening.
Oh, I know.
I've been doing things around the house and I've been listening.
Oh, I know.
Step out here. Ooh, it's kind of loud out here, isn't it? That's too
No.
loud?
Uh-uh.
Okay. The birds are like really, really loud today. So a little bit of vulnerability on my part here. We hear Sean say all this. Sit down out here. And it's all well and good. And it's all the right stuff by all means, because I have been working with him. And because of working with him and doing exactly what he's told me to do, I've had the most success I've ever had. So I know everything he's saying is exactly what we should be doing. Now, that being said, I have moments even sitting here listening to y'all after talking to Sean, because Sean and I powwowed, well, we powwow every day. We powwowed yesterday some more on taking our business, because we work together, our business to a whole nother level. And July starts that journey for us. And so we're laying the groundwork for massive growth, not incremental. We're talking explosive, exponential growth. So sitting here listening to y'all, I woke up this morning going, okay, it's July 1st. We got to roll out everything that Sean and I talked about. And then of course, I don't know if y'all are like me, some of it was, oh crap, what all did we talk about? Because even though you have notes, some of it, you don't get it all written down. And I'm like, oh, I got to think. And my brain works totally differently. I don't just hear things or write things down and then it's done. I have to do things too. I have a weird learning style. So I'm sitting here listening to this and I'm listening to tell Ann, just start. And I don't know, maybe it's more inside of me or if it's inside of you, Ann. And I heard, okay, that's great and all, but how? Okay, that's great and all, because you can get on and you can talk for 450 million episodes and almost 5 million episodes or whatever it is. But how do we do that? What does it sound like? What does it look like? Dear God, what am I going to say? And again, this might just be me and y'all are just getting to hear it.
No,
But I'm going to venture to guess.
No, I feel like that.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
venture
feel
to
like
guess.
that too, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this month I'm like, yo, something has to change because I feel like I'm not there yet either.
Right. And we hear all this information. The difference with Sean is a 5%er. He is. He has the ability to talk to the 15%er and the 80%er. If you don't know what I mean, the 80, 15, and 5 rule, look up Larry Thompson's 80, 15, and 5 rule, and you'll understand that. However, sometimes the 5%ers will say something, and some of us will go from being a 5%er to being an 80%er and go, oh my God, oh my God. And we start rocking, and a little bit of drool slips down, and we're like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, but I'm supposed to be a 5%er. Oh my God, can I go to an 80%er right quick? You know, is it okay if I go to an 80%er? Because I don't know what I'm going to do. So maybe it was me listening to him and Ann talk, or like Leo said, and I think Heather jumped on, or whoever else that was. I couldn't see the screen at the moment. maybe it's all of us, on what does it look like turning directly into the frontier, and what do we sound like? My mind instantly goes to topics. I need topics. I need content. Okay, content. I'll get the topics from the content. Okay, content. What's the content going to be? Oh my God, where am I going to get the content? The content. Is it going to be about business, or is it going to be about personal undevelopment? Or is it going to be about personal development and the consequences of personal undevelopment versus personal development? Is it going to be what Sean does, or am I going to bring up my own stuff? Oh my God, if I bring up my own stuff, what in the world am I going to do? I'm not an expert. Who's going to listen to that? I don't know who's going to listen. Okay, maybe it needs to be about cooking. But then I'm in a weight loss company. Do I really need to do cooking? Okay, maybe. And my brain goes all the other way into a whole nother cosmic galaxy. And I have to go, hang on a second, breathe, bring it back down. He said, just start. What would a first moment just start look like? And some of it is, and some of y'all will spend a week and lose a week on this, because I've done it. Some of it is, oh my God, what am I going to name my group? What's going to be the name of the Facebook group? Now I got to come up with a name. It's got to be cool. It's got to be fun. But wait, it's got to be interesting. It's got to be intellectual. It's got to bring in everybody. And then you do the same thing we just did a minute ago about the Facebook name. So what is it that I need to do, you need to do, we all need to do to center ourselves to just hear the true essence of what it is we can provide? What is the place we want to provide? What does the place we provide look like? And what's it going to feel like? Because remember yesterday when I jumped out of my headspace, which that you heard my headspace, and I jumped into my heart space, what does it feel like? And how am I going to make people feel when they come into this community? And does the feeling around the community even invite them to come in? So I love sitting here listening to this. And when he was talking to Ann, I heard myself go, oh my gosh, we're fixing to roll out exponential growth for July. What do I got to do? And I get stuck in, like Sean said, the doo-doo. And that's what I start smelling like and looking like and sounding like. And then I wonder, why does it stink everywhere I go? Well, it's probably because of you. It's probably because of what's wiped on you or what's on your shoe. And you keep going, man, it smells around here. This place stinks. And someone's like, just wipe your shoe off and it'll quit stinking. And instead of the whole world around me stinking, I can finally clean off what needs to be left on the curbside. And I can move forward without everything stinking. So I'm going to sit probably on a call with Sean, because I get him when all this is said and done. I blow his phone up and go to your room. And I go to his private Zoom room and we sit on a Zoom call for about another hour or two, contemplating everything that we need to make sure is in place for exponential growth to occur. But I'm going to suggest sit somewhere in a quiet moment where you can write down the 3 questions that we ask ourselves at night. You can ask yourself during the day. What did I do well? What could I do better? And what resources or people do I need to come into my life? And begin to sit and answer those questions. And do your best to look internal for everything. Because as you do that, it's going to reveal the places in you that need a little fine tweak or need a fire lit back inside of them. So I'm over here kind of going, okay, yesterday's talk was all big and good. Now we got to get on the court and actually play the game. Because it's one thing to wear the Michael Jordan tennis shoes and the Nike headbands and the sweatbands and the perfect shorts and the uniform. But when you step on the court, are you a poser or are you actually there to play and you can actually play the game? So I'm sitting here listening to this, and I want to encourage every single one of you. If you weren't on this call, it would be a total different story, but you're on this call. You have everything you need. There is a reason you're here, and there's a reason you're listening to some crazy lady in East Texas with a crazy accent telling you things that she's going through, because more than likely you're going through them too. You need some support. You need somebody to lock arms with, and that's what you're here for. And because you're here, you're doing more than most people are willing to do for themselves at every moment. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So as you go, there's been a few of y'all that have started videos, and as you go, and I've got to get back to my videos. Y'all can hold me accountable and swift kick me in the hind end. Carefully. You don't want to get cut when you do it, but carefully swift kick me in the hind end and encourage me to get back to my videos. But as you do your videos, you're welcome to send them to me. I'm not in your company, and that's fine. And I may not even be in your group. I might not even be your the people you're looking for. But you're welcome to. The birds are fighting. You're welcome to send them to me, and I'll help you kind of look through them and see what things I can add value to. And if that's a way for me to help you, I would love to be able to do that. I want to be in more service this month than ever. And it does not have to necessarily be in my business. It will put me in a heart space to feel you more and to feel myself more, and it'll keep me focused and centered. So it's more of a selfish gesture that I just threw out there than it is anything else. But don't get stuck on the how as opposed to really stepping into what does it feel like. And when you sit in your feeling, because I've heard all your hearts on here, when you sit in your feelings, you're going to be shocked at what's going to show up and how you're going to be able to show up and get out of the way. That's what Sean did 400 and whatever, how many episodes we are into this. He felt, that's why he was shaking when he did his live. He had feelings running through him. And look at where his heart space got us to. So that's pretty remarkable. And every one of us on here have the same capability as Sean G. Murphy now to find a heart space that is so full of life that we provide this in our arena for everybody that will come to watch us set ourselves on fire and burn and enjoy the heat around the flame. That's where I'm at.
There you go. That just happened. I think that circled in time and space with most everybody on the call. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Where did she go? Wahia. Wajia, you had your hand up.
Hello. Hi, Sean. Are you okay?
Yes, good morning.
Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing great. I just literally just lowered my hand just now because I think pretty much Rhonda answered everything that I was just about to ask.
Okay.
Because that's exactly the same sort of space I am in right now. Like, for example, I don't know whether I'm ready to even start, you know, like to grow a community or anything like that, because I'm like the type of person who hasn't even like been on social media for about 10 years now. Haven't uploaded my pictures just recently, and 3 months back I started making TikTok videos because, you know, like at a very young age I was into like dancing, acting and all of that stuff, and that just kind of like came up about it, and I just didn't stop, and I went in there and just started making, you know, the dubbings and the dancings and all of that stuff just for fun, just to come up my comfort zone a little bit. But that's like something for me to be, you know, that's like an escapism for me. It's not necessarily something that to grow a community, that's not my purpose on there, you know. And for me to grow my purpose on, like, let's say you've mentioned so certain social media platforms, for example, Facebook or Instagram, I'm not active on there. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm like a 5% right now. And I don't know whether I'm ready to even come out of my comfort zone to grow a community or to send a message, because I think I still need to complete my self-development journey myself. But I don't know if that's the right or the wrong answer. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll share this. There's been some of the greatest literature ever written has been written under a pseudonym, a pen name. So maybe you're the one who just shows up that everybody, they know your name, but they never see your face. And they just, all they do is hear your voice. Maybe you're the Charlie of a community. I don't know, but I do know this, that in today's business model, people need to feel connected. And however you start to do that, I would encourage you to do that when your desire is strong enough, because what's that phrase they say? I've never met a rich hermit. So the size of your net worth will be determined by the size of your network. And just let's keep going on it. So that's part of what we're going to be doing in the Secret Sauce. So inside the Secret Sauce public community, we'll be doing stuff there. So if you're in that group on Facebook, yeah, you may start stepping out and doing some things. There'll be some contests in there and a variety of things. So let's go have some fun with it.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Wajiha, do you mind if I speak into you just a bit?
No, absolutely not. That'd be a pleasure for me to hear you and speaking, whatever you like.
Okay, so what hit me was exactly what I needed to hear from you, but it's also for you, is as you sit in here, okay, you know, start these videos or start this group or be present or show yourself or whatever, and you tend to recoil because you're like, oh, I don't know, I need to get better first. The place that I do best when I am in my heart space and a little bit of my head space is if I tell myself I'm building a community and I am the content provider and I am the leader and I am this and I am that, I start going, oh crap, I don't have all that stuff together yet. As opposed to if I sit in my moment of, you know what, I'm really good at just talking to people and telling people stories and making them feel good about themselves. If I sit there, all the other ends up happening because everybody ends up going, all right, what story are you going to tell us today, Rhonda? Or what aha moment did you have that we're going to learn from? If I sit in the, I'm just me, and this is what I do. I like to talk and tell stories. And I just share who I am. I will inevitably do all the other. But if you give me the title that I'm the leader and I'm this and I'm all that, I freak out. So you said, you know,
Wait,
you
what?
like to,
Wait, what?
Stop it. You're not allowed. You know too much. I'll put you in the witness protection program. Be quiet. So I hear you and I hear your tension go, what? When you say you have to be exposed, you have to be the leader, you have to be the content provider. Everything I just said, me go, I hear you freak out. But I also hear this really super quiet strength when you go, I just like doing my TikTok videos and I'm good there. All right, then be the girl that just does the TikTok videos. And if and when you speak to someone, how many times have you heard Sean Murphy go, I'm just a farm boy from Ohio with a 0.9 grade point average?
Yeah.
I drove by a lot of universities. Okay, so that he stays in his lane. How many times have you heard me go, I'm just a, crazy East Texas mama over here. I stay in my lane. When I stay in that lane, I'm comfortable. So you're in your lane. You don't have to get out of your lane to provide more. You can stay in your lane. You can still be the TikTok girl, and you can still be the girl working on yourself. There's nothing more attractive than you going, I don't have all the answers. I'm working on myself. I really like doing my TikTok videos. And then you say whatever it is that's on your heart. Now the tension is taken off because you're not a personal development guru. You're not a know-it-all. You're not a I got all the answers and that. You're just the girl who likes to do her TikTok videos. And this is what you learned while doing your TikTok videos. And take yourself out of the middle of the fire. You don't have to stand in the fire all the time. And what you'll find out is you'll find yourself inside your own internal flame, and you can stay there. You don't have to jump into Sean's fire. You don't have to jump into my fire. Those aren't meant for you. And you have this light inside of you, and you're very comfortable in that light. Stay there and tell us what it feels like to be in your light. Because as you tell me about your TikTok videos, I got excited. I love TikTok videos. I want to be able to do them. I look like a complete idiot in them, but I don't care. I love doing them. I think they're hilarious. My daughter loves doing TikTok videos with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me more about your TikTok videos and what it feels like when you do your TikTok videos. And let me come and see your flame for a little while. Jeremy, would you say, Rhonda, do them with your husband? I've done one with my husband. He'll do them all the time. I just got to figure out which ones to do them. I'm not real good on TikTok. My age becomes a factor on learning how to do TikTok. So if y'all want to help me out, y'all can help a girl out. But does that help you? Does that kind of take the wah away from you and make you calm down a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think it's okay to be me. I feel like you've made me realize it's okay to be me, basically.
Great.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Because that's where I thrive, is helping people understand it's okay for them to be them. And we need you to just be you. And I need you to just be you. Yes. Thank you for letting me chat with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rhonda. I really appreciate the feedback that you have given me.
Yeah, I love you, girl.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Let's see. RC's got his hand up. Good morning, RC.
Hi, everybody. Just really quick, thank you very much. Honestly, some great stuff that, obviously keeps coming around over the 400 plus episodes. But for me personally, with the secret sauce, I'm, extremely excited. I mean, I've had some lists of some ideas and things to actually post and, do lives about. I haven't done, my video yet. I don't know why I'm hesitating, but I'm going to force myself to do it. But one of the things also I thought of, like, creating that list of 100 plus, I've actually started yesterday doing my 100 list of stories of my past, things that I can talk about. So that might be, good for some people to actually talk about. Really quick, also another thing that I just, if you could just send a little bit of love. So it happened yesterday where my girl and I actually had to go get tested for COVID.
Oh, wow.
So we are, now I'm in the middle of trying to open up a restaurant, and now I'm, pretty much not allowed in, and her restaurant's closed. And so this is the fun that we get to actually go. So one of the first things I thought of was, is this really is this another way of actually saying, you don't really have to go there. You need to actually step back and actually then look to see what you can do and, build your business. So, I mean, that's really, what my first thought was. And so I'm excited about that. And we'll see. I mean, so we both feel great. But, we've actually, obviously had some exposure, either one of us or both of us, or, who knows, but we'll see. So I'm looking forward to the secret sauce. Love all of you. Thank you very much for everything you do and everything else. And, and again, from my experience and whatever, I mean, Sean's been better at actually highlighting some of it than I have. But if I can ever help anybody, and as I get involved with this, I also, want to be a resource for anyone. So love you all. Thank you very much. And, let's go get our own independence.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you. And yeah, I love and a little bit of jealous of RC, not because of the testing that he had to just go through, but he's got these notebooks of him having sit in the audience of Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy and all of some of these journals 20 years old. So he's a tremendous wealth.
So really quick. So, I mean, I've been very blessed to actually have dinner with those two plus Les Brown. I mean, I've had the opportunity, and this is years ago. So, I mean, like, but you don't, if you don't listen to what the notes you wrote down or do it, then it doesn't happen. And I know this, but I mean, but we're talking 20 years ago, I was sitting with these people, but when you pick up those journals, when you actually then, take them off the mantle and start pouring through them. And there's been times where I've sat on our calls and I've had like 3 or 4 of them set up and I'm like, oh yeah, great. And so what I've actually started to do is start to actually put tabs and stuff to be able to reference my own thought, my own feeling. And it's like, that spark that I wrote down 5, 10, 15 years ago, it comes back. It's just like that song that you hear wherever. And, it's like, it puts you back to where it was. So I can't even, tell you enough that how amazing that is. I know all of you know it by now, but, so it's fantastic.
No, some of them don't know it and they need to hear it again. So I appreciate you sharing it, RC.
Yeah, love you.
Love you too, brother. And best of health, shields of health and blessings over you and your entire family. Let's see here. We got Brandon's got his hand up. Probably driving along or moving a truck or doing something. He may be out of the truck. Brandon, we'll come back to you. Daniela. Good morning, Daniela.
Morning. How are you? Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I guess I was talking to myself for a minute.
Okay.
Well, I should have probably put my hand down. I thought I did. Rhonda kind of just read through my mind and answered everything I wanted to,
She's good like that.
Yeah. And
Sorry about that.
It's okay. She seems to, I swear she has I have this weird vibe with her because when I'm in a funk, she out of nowhere just like, hey, how are you today? I'm like, interesting that you just messaged me.
Isn't that funny? It's so good.
It is funny. But I did have one other, I don't know if it's more like of a statement or a question.
Okay.
So I'm more productive, I guess I want to say that way, or willing to put in effort when it's somebody else. When I've made a commitment to somebody else than I am to myself.
Yep.
So
And
it's
would you like to change that?
Yes.
Okay. So call yourself somebody else.
Sean, I swear to God, sometimes.
Hey, listen, when you got a 0.9 grade point average, you got to keep it pretty simple. So you've got an appointment with Danny. And Danny needs you to do this. Or Luella, or, come up with some kind of crazy name. But make an appointment with yourself that's not your name and do it for them. How about if you set an appointment, anything you're ever going to do, you're doing it for Mateo? Oh, you had to go there, didn't you? Well,
yeah, you just read my mind.
Yeah, get your button gear, girl.
Okay.
I know the sun's going to come up and the sun's going to go down, and you're going to put your head on the pillow and say either I'm glad I did or wish I had. And I'm tired of people saying I wish I had.
I am tired of saying I wish I had.
Cool. So get your button gear.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Good Lord.
Don't you just love him, Daniela? Don't you just love him?
Well, we can sit and debate, but listen, I am not a master debater. Did I just go there? Did I just say that? 5-year-old. Good morning, Leo.
Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Outstanding.
Good. Really happy to be able to start our Secret Sauce Day with you all today. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm so excited. I'm definitely gonna shave beforehand, so don't worry. I look a little fresh.
No, I love the facial hair. Leave it.
I will. I just got to tame the beast a little bit. Tame the beast. But yeah, I can't wait to meet Sean in person too, Daniela, for sure. And as well as RBP for sure. All of you guys. I can't wait to meet all you guys. One of the things that's coming to mind, Sean, from what you had said about setting up your own community and doing something new for this month. I feel like every new month I'm excited to start because of course it's a new month, and then by mid-month I'm nowhere, or I haven't been where I would like to be as far as my goal. Yep. So I kind of not that I slow down, but I do minimal effort to get to where I need to get to, because I feel like the beginning of my month wasn't as productive, or I'm nowhere near the goal that I set at the beginning of the month.
Right.
What is your process in being able to get through that, or go through that to become better on the other side?
Two things. One, there's somebody waiting on you. You forgot who's waiting on you. Damn. And the second one is you don't have anybody kicking your ass.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's just changed.
Thank you.
Listen, you're going to find out.
My goal for this month is to personally recruit 20 people.
Cool.
That is my goal this month.
Great. So you're going to have to talk to about 500.
Okay.
And the reason is it's just based on your current numbers, just based upon what I'm guessing your numbers are. You'll get better. And it may be in the last 50 people that you get the 20, because your skills, your talents and skill set will change and adapt and adopt. You just haven't done it enough. Could you imagine if I'm coming to you and I'm going, Leo, I want to join the world dance competition. Okay. You can do that. It costs you like $4,000 to sign up for it. No, I got the money. The money's not a problem. It's going to take you like 8-9 hours a day of dancing, and you're going to have to you change your food. No, I got all that. And then I show up and I do 2 hours the first day. No, I'm in. I'm all in. No, I had some things I had to get through. I had some things I had to do. I'm all in. And then day 2 shows up and I show up for an hour and a half. And then day 3, I'm in for 20 hours and I'm exhausted. Now I can't move on day 4. It's like, dude, this isn't going to work. You've got to do it consistently. You've got to do some basic things. We've got to launch you into this. You've got to do the wax on, wax off. You got to become Mr. Miyagi. Here's the basics. Can you send out 50 messages in Instagram or other that get people? I got one guy, he sent out 1,000 messages. 1,000 messages. He had no responses.
Wow.
I said, let me ask you a question. When do you want to change your response rate? I'm exhausted. This is ridiculous. 60, 70 messages a day would go out in Facebook. I said, why don't you say this? He changed it to this. He goes, 6 people asked me for more information. I'm like, is that a good thing? Yeah, after 1,000? Yeah. Sending out 60 and getting 10% response, that's not a bad thing. I said, okay. So I said, what changed? He goes, I said less. So that's where you're going to be at.
Yes, sir.
And so not that I want you to tear up, but how many fatherless children are you going to let suffer this month? You son of a bitch. This is what happens. This is what happens when you know somebody's why. I ain't gotta know a whole lot of telling you what to do. I just gotta know the thing.
It's I love that you know my why, and it's also great that my why is not materialistic. Because if it's materialistic for me, then
nobody'd ever do nothing.
And that's how it was for me before. It was like, oh, I need to make this amount of money, and I would like to afford this or that. For me now, it's
So,
more.
so what's a what's an orphanage or what's a charity that you know that you like?
Well, I've always wanted to build my own orphanage and charity.
Okay. So, but before you do that, what's one that you know or like?
There's one charity that this guy I know, he's in Africa and he helps build orphanages. I don't know the name of it, which I would definitely do more research on that.
Cool. Find it out and send $5 there. And say, July, I'm starting a campaign to donate to this charity and this orphanage. Would you like to join me? I'm going to donate a proceed of everybody who personally enrolls with me. I'm looking for 20 people to help me put $1,000 into a charity. You want to do that? And maybe we can make $1,000 on the side as well. Anybody going to ask you how the comp plan works?
No.
Anybody going to ask you, what are we doing? Well, we're learning how to leverage foreign currency and the systems in place to do that. But if you decide to get started and you're willing to be educated half hour a day, I can teach you how to create a 6-figure income through the exchange of currency on a global platform. But my biggest mission is to help take care of fatherless children. You know how many people you're going to find out who were orphans themselves? Who didn't have a dad, who didn't have a mom? I'm looking for anybody who grew up in a single parent family. I want to change the world. You think there's a handful of people out there just in the US, just in New York, just in your borough who grew up with just one parent? And now let me ask you, when the 15th comes, does all of that stuff you just wrote down not mean anything anymore?
No, it means everything.
Okay, cool. So do you think you'll be still active after the 15th?
Oh, yeah.
See what happens when we change the way we look at things?
It's like my whole mindset shifts because like I think it was Rhonda definitely that said it before. It's like,
oh sure, it's always Rhonda. It's always Rhonda.
No, Rhonda said about
yeah, it's Rhonda. Rhonda said this. Rhonda said that. Or am I saying that out loud? I'm sorry.
It's the new Marsha. Rhonda.
I can't. It's just what she had mentioned about, we think about the task at hand and it gets daunting thinking about all the things that we got to do. And I think about how many people I'm willing to serve, and I get nervous and I get small.
How many people can you serve right now? How many people are you serving right now?
2, 3, about 4 people right now.
Okay, so could you raise it by 20%?
Oh yeah.
That'd be adding one person. Could you raise it by another 20%? That'd be another one person. Could you raise it by 18%? That's another one person. So you've had a 20, 40, it's 60, 50, 66% improvement, 76% improvement with 3 people. Can you do that?
Yes.
We're all willing to go save the world. We're not willing to start with one. Let's start with one.
Okay.
Cool. How you feel now?
Feel a lot better. I feel focused.
Yeah, we lose our traction to distraction.
So Leo, on that, remember what it felt like being unfocused. Remember what it sounded like to get focused. And remember what it feels like to be focused. That's the behind the scenes of listening to Sean for a year now, and in my head and heart what it does. Because there's times where, although I will go to every platform I can to find Sean because I need to get focused, that I can't find him. I think he does it intentionally just to watch me. He likes to do it. Anyway, as I sit with those thoughts and I do to myself what I just did to you, which is hang on a second. If Sean can focus me, dear God, I can focus me. I can do this. What did it sound like? Okay, I'm obviously unfocused. What did it sound like when he focused me? Well, he said something like this. And I'll say it until I feel the click. And I'm like, oh, there's my focus. And learn how you can write your recovery story from being unfocused to focused. You will still need to have your people around, but in those moments where you're feeling this, I don't know what's going on, have little red tabs that goes, when I felt like this is what I clearly identified was happening in my head or in my heart. And use it as a map to get back to focused. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you learn how to bring yourself back to a focused place, because your whole energy shifted when you sat back and you went, oh, that helps. The tension in your voice went away, and
Yeah.
And the other thing to identify is Sean didn't go like grab the moon and make it closer to the earth for that to happen. He just said a couple of words. He's amazing, but everything he does, we can do. And that's where he's trying to get us to anyway. So realize you have the same power, Leo, to refocus yourself. And so those are the kind of notes that I take now is, how did he do that? What did it look like beforehand? What did it sound like during? And what did it feel like afterwards? And how did I respond, or how did they respond whom he was talking to? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you have it. It's the same thing whenever you are on the dance floor and you do one wrong step with your right foot and you're like, oh, crap. You don't just stop the dance and walk off.
No.
You incorporate that oops into some sort of crazy little facial expression like, yo, I didn't mean to, but it's going to work. And you just keep on going. You do your little shoulder thing and you just get right back to it. That's refocus.
Okay.
So you refocus yourself all the time. You just psych yourself out when it comes to this realm. And you're like, I don't know, Sean's the guru. And he is, but so are you. If you can refocus yourself that fast on a dance floor to some crazy, wild, funky music, and your feet and legs and arms are doing all different things at once because you dance like a freaking rock star, if you can refocus yourself in a snap on the dance floor, you can do it here.
So true. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rhonda. That helped. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And yeah, Sean, I said that, so I'll just say it for him. I'm just kidding.
No, but the signal literally cut out, so we didn't hear what you
Stop
said.
it. You better stop.
I swear,
stop.
I swear to goodness, the signal cut out.
Did my signal cut out, y'all?
No.
See,
Oh, okay, well then my signal cut out because I
that's
couldn't
called-
hear it.
That's called selective hearing, because you're like a husband to me sometimes. You're like a work husband. Like, oh, and I'm deaf. Oh, and now I'm back. Look, she stopped talking.
No, my signal cut out. It literally went. Anyways, so there you go. Is Brandon back? I don't know if Brandon's back.
Yes, I'm back. How you doing?
Outstanding, brother.
I just wanted to give gratitude to you, but then also
Oh, did you hear that, Rhonda?
And everybody on this call. I had a question for you. So with me, I'm doing my motivational videos. And does the same thing that you said earlier about creating the Zooms and different things like that, does that have to do with, is that the same for like motivational videos as well? Should they be at the same exact time, at that same exact day, or like, what's your perspective on that?
We have our favorite television shows. We know what day it comes on and what time it comes on. So the more you can be consistent, right? Even in wellness and in health, people who are diabetic should eat at a similar time so the body knows when it should start ramping up to do what it's supposed to do internally. They say you should eat at a certain time. Yeah, the more consistent you can be within that realm, that people know to go look for that, because you're marketing to a marching band. There's 32 people on this call. Over 4,000 have come through it.
Yeah.
And everybody who's ever been on it goes, "This is amazing," until it's not, until the distraction shows up. So I would encourage you to be consistent. And can you outlast the confusion?
Okay.
That's all.
Got you. I also wanted to say, I'm sending prayers out to you, Rob, and your girl. Much love to you guys. My wife and I actually went through the same situation, but the faith that we had through the whole thing, when she got tested, because we didn't know if she had it or not, because she works at a school and somebody else had it, so she got tested because she had symptoms. But like I said, the faith that we had, we knew that she was fine, everything was well, and she tested back. The test came back that she was cleared, which is a blessing, and it was just a moment and a lesson that we had to go through in life to show us that, I mean, it's real, because a lot of people aren't looking at it from a realistic state. They're thinking that they created and different things like that, and so it just gave me another perspective, and so I wanted to share that with you. And I know that all is well with you and your family, man. And so much love to you, and much love to everybody on this call. So take care. Just wanted to add that in there.
Brandon, I appreciate you. And I guess it seems appropriate today. We'll give Rhonda the last word.
Yes.
Oh, you're so funny. I love you. So, last words. Now you put me on the spot. What am I going to say?
Let's see how you do. Go ahead. Come on, girl. Come on, East Texas girl.
I got this. That's why I'm wearing my Hakuna Matata shirt. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. I guess I'm going to challenge you to make make July your biggest month ever. And biggest is defined as not necessarily making it your biggest business month ever, but making it your biggest month of becoming who you know you were destined to be. Walking closer into your dream destiny, or walking smack dab right into the middle of it. And if you're walking there, maybe your level of success is gathering the things you need to keep you more focused on your dream destiny than you've ever been before. Maybe that is your measure of success. And then the other thing is, speaking of that, I would define your measure of success and stick to your definition. Don't stick to the next guru's definition. Don't stick to your buddy's definition. Don't stick to what somebody told you is your definition. Define your definition of what your measure of success will be and stick with that. When I coached middle school basketball, my definition of success to those little kiddos was, did you do better than you did in the last game? And that's all my measure of success was for them, is just little gradual improvement. The measure of success for me, and a lot of times, is, have I sat with things that frustrate with me in less time? Have I used less time to deal with those in my head as I did before? Other levels of measuring my success are, of the things I wrote down in my journal at night, the next day, am I coming closer to those? Am I doing more of those? So I would say, make it your best month ever. Define your measure of success. And one other definition, define happiness. And stick to those two personal definitions. And you'll find there'll be a lot of people trying to tell you your definition is wrong, or you need their definition, or you don't even know what the definition is. Those are all distractions. And you can either pay attention to the distraction, or you can remain in your space and in your lane that was designed purely for you, and go the speed that you need to go, and even have the opportunity to go a little faster as you stay more focused. So, and I could have my own show. Girl, it'd be crazy. I don't know what it'd be. You say something like that, and instantly I go, ooh, everything inside of me goes, my own show. What would I say? What would I do? Oh my gosh. So you can't do that to me. I get freaked out. But if you ask me just to come on here and talk, I can do that. So that's what I'm going to do this month, is I'm going to get to the place where I just come on and talk. I'm not doing a show. I'm not providing content. I'm just going to come on because apparently I've been told here recently I don't share enough about who I personally am, and I'm going to do better at, dear God, letting the world know who Rhonda is. Y'all put on some seat belts or some hazmat suits or something, because I don't know what's going to come out.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're going to share.
Yeah, you are the catalyst of that, woman. So,
Thank you.
So I hope y'all have an amazing first day of July. The year's half over, and we're closer to even greater goals for the rest of the year. Greater awakenings, greater moments, more fun, and hopefully, God willing, we're closer to laying hands on each other and hugging each other's necks one day. Hopefully. So I love y'all.
Oh, and by the way, I'm just going to throw it out there. This week till Friday, anybody who enrolls somebody in your business, I'm going to have a $100 drawing. So if you enroll somebody in here,
wait, what? Say that again?
Anybody on this call who comes in and enrolls somebody, you got to let me know that you enrolled them. You can private message me, or you can do it on here. But Friday morning, I'm going to put all your names in a hat and pull your name out for $100.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't run this one past me. Do y'all see that? Oh my gosh!
So,
let's go.
Yo, that's
Wait, so
free
we have
money.
to enroll. We have to have one personal
just
enrollment
one
in our
personal
business?
enrollment. One personal enrollment. Go build your business. I don't care if you go sponsor 10. However many you enrolled, that's how many names you get in the hat. So just go get one.
Wow.
So there you go.
Thank you, Sean.
And that's not even in my organization. That's just y'all here, because y'all need to make July your best month ever. So there you go. You can let anybody know, but they got to be on this call, right? It's not somebody who's been through here once. They got to show up. So I'm watching y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Y'all have an amazing day. I'm Sean Murphy, along with Rhonda and the Misfits. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. Y'all
Next event.
Send some love to each other.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you.
Have a great one.
Thanks, everybody. Good luck. Chris Sauce.
Let's go. Get ready for the sauce class.
Love y'all.
Happy January.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Sean.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye.